Welcome to today's weekly training roundtable for today and the week of November 9th, 2022. We are here today to focus on different fear versus intuition. Take a moment to just put down anything that might be in your hands: pen, pencil, journals, notebooks, keyboards, mice, anything else. Take a moment to place a hand or hands on your heart. Bring yourself to a comfortable position, feet planted firmly, evenly on the floor beneath you. With a hand or hands on heart, now take a moment and roll your shoulders up to your ears and down your back. And just notice the shift that brings to your spine. And together again, shoulders up to the ears and down the back. And one more time for the power of 3, shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Feeling yourself just really beginning to settle into an elongated spine. To support that elongation, that is expansion, take a moment and close your physical eyes and envision a string tied to the center of the top of your head, and just a light pull on that string, and see with that light imaginary pull if there's an elongation of the spine even further. And when you rolled your shoulders up to your ears and back. Together again, breath in and let it out. Seeing if you can allow that spine to remain expanded, remain elongated, being aware of the feet planted firmly yet gently on the floor beneath you, hand or hands on heart. And together again, solid, strong breath in, and let it out. Eyes still closed. Now beginning to invite your mind, your head brain, to begin to relax the grip that it tends to have every second of each of our days. Inviting that head brain, the mind, to intentionally release and let go. What can help and support with that is bringing into the center of your mind's eye, bringing onto the movie screen of your mind the image of a tight, balled up fist. Unbeknownst to each of us, this tends to often be how our nervous system is holding tension throughout each second of each and every day. In this moment, we're going to invite the nervous system to open and relax by releasing the mind, by releasing the grip of the head brain. So seeing on that movie screen, on that center of your mind's eye, that tight balled up fist beginning to slowly release and open. Watching the fingers unfurl as if in slow motion on that movie screen of your mind. Pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. Seeing now a beautiful wide open palm. Open as if ready to just receive a raining down of abundance and possibilities and opportunities. Or perhaps that open palm merges into the vision of an open lotus flower, petals stretching out further and further, all playing out on that movie screen of your mind. Feeling again the nervous system just beginning to calm and relax. Feeling the head brain begin to release and let go. And if you're still feeling a grip, or if there's still thoughts that are trying to interrupt, then envision on that movie screen of your mind a little bit like a sand clock, the turning of time, where you flip that sand clock, and draining down is grain of sand after grain of sand, shifting from one end to the other, And that image is the release of the head brain draining down into the open anticipatory valve of the heart brain. The heart is open. The heart is ready to receive. The heart is powerful. And it's this energy and space that we enter into together here and now, entering into that open heart, entering into the power of the heart, daring just for this moment to give over from head to heart. As you feel that shift happening, together we again take in a strong, solid breath. Breath in and let it out. Feeling yourself entering into the power of the heart, and through the power of your heart, feeling yourself entering into the power of the full community heart, the power of the collective heart that's created and contributed to by highly sensitive entrepreneurs and leaders all over the globe. As you are entering into this collective community heart, it's as if there's a web of golden, white, beautiful light, just stringing and stretching, wrapping around the globe. By entering into this web, there is a transcendence, transcending beyond the limitations of the physical day-to-day world and entering into a higher space, a space of strength, a space of creativity, a space of intuition led by the power of the heart, the collective community heart, your individual heart as part of the collective community. Do we dare to enter into this space? Do we dare to enter into the temple of 10,000 demons and be able to, through the power of the heart, keep our eyes on the door? Can we truly allow ourselves to enter into a space of effortlessness, enter into a space of purposefulness, enter into a space of positive potential and possibility? Can we allow the openness of abundance? Feeling yourself held in that beautiful web of golden white light, beaming, stretching, wrapping around. Now take a moment and invite someone into this space with you. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a client or team member or colleague or a prospect or someone that you don't even know. Invite them into this heart space and feel the pulse of that beautiful web of gold and white light, that heart power wrapping around the planet. Feel it expand. Feel it effortlessly open to embrace and hold others, as many as each one of us chooses to invite into the space. Just allow those names or perhaps the image of a person or person's face to just scroll through the power of your heart into the collective heart now. No right, no wrong, no judgment, just whoever it is that comes into heart mind for you, inviting them into the space, feeling that collective heart energy just effortlessly expand, and remembering in this moment, locking it into the power of the heart, that this space is available to you in any given moment, at any given time. And that in truth, your highly sensitive nervous system is wired to be tuned into this space like an antenna. But just like any antenna, it will direct where you direct it. Do you direct towards fear, to worldly limitation, or do you direct to heart power, intuition, expansion, and possibilities? Do you direct to live within the tumultuous fray of the day-to-day worry, or do you direct to live above and beyond the fray? Where do you personally choose to belong? Eyes still closed, hand or hands still on heart, allowing these words to reverberate through your head brain, your mind, and through your heart brain, your intuition. May you be happy. May your heart be strong. May you know that you are safe and that you belong. Feel those words reverberating throughout the entire web, golden white light, stretching and wrapping around the globe. Everyone who's been invited into this heart web space, and extending to those who have not even necessarily been directly invited. Power is where we choose to direct our focus, our energy, our thoughts, and our beliefs. What do you choose? Breath in and let it out. Beautiful. Allowing your physical head to just bow slightly, your physical eyes to just gently come on open, orienting yourself to your physical space. And then when ready, just allowing your gaze to rise up, connecting in with the power of this virtual space, this virtual community. Beautiful. Different. Page 36. Fear versus intuition. If we look at this question from a pure definition standpoint, we can see that fear is a feeling and intuition is a knowing. And even though the definition indicates that intuition is not intellect, it implies that intuition is a working of knowledge, a sensory knowing. This distinction is important for you as a highly sensitive leader because it allows you to use your nervous system as an antenna. Yes, the wiring of your nervous system positions you to take in stimulation at a much higher degree than someone who is not highly sensitive. While your wiring can be used to take in stimulation and then interpret it negatively, which puts you in your shadows and fear, it can also take in stimulation and interpret it positively, which provides you access to your strengths and particularly the strength of intuition. Dan Siegel, clinical professor of psychiatry at the UCLA School of Medicine and an expert in interpersonal neurobiology, has famously created an easy to understand hand model that demonstrates the working of the nervous system and the connection to the brain. The vagus nerve, which is the longest cranial nerve in the body and runs from the brain stem to the part of the colon, touches all our major organs and connects to the brain, giving you access to the amygdala. The amygdala, in turn, provides access to creative solutions, or again, your strengths as a highly sensitive, including your intuition. In Dr. Siegel's model, first you fold your thumb into your palm, representing the limbic part of the brain and the brain stem, which includes the amygdala. Then you curl your other fingers, representing the cortex, over your thumb. This position represents when the brain is calm and functioning well. Now flip your fingers straight up. When you're operating from your shadow side, your lid is flipped, as Dr. Siegel says. You're operating from the limbic response pattern, which is fight, flight, freeze, or fear. This model demonstrates how the nervous system needs to be calm and proactively managed for you to access deliberate use of your intuition, among other strengths. Why can it be so challenging to distinguish between fear and intuition? It's because working with intuition is the opposite of the way the other 80% of people who are not highly sensitive operate, which typically gives credibility to intellect over intuition, especially in our pre-pandemic culture. Use of intuition is seen as a woo-woo practice, or at least a taboo practice when discussing knowledge and decision-making as a leader. Post-pandemic, everything is changing. We are in the middle of a disruption. Yet disruption doesn't necessarily mean destruction. Instead, we are poised at an opportunity for transformation. Your intuition is available to guide you as well as chart our way through the long-term impact of the global pandemic is having on our work and lives. Your intuition is available to guide you to do it all differently than you've done it before, and to be able to do so without needing approval from others. As highly sensitive leaders, we are here to be innovators, and it is your intuition that will lead the way for you into innovation. Those in denial are going to desperately be forcing things to go back to how they were. If you are looking for permission and approval to follow your intuition, then you want to ask yourself, who am I wanting approval from? The answer is the people who are in that category of denial, the people who want everything to go back to how it was pre-pandemic. Accessing your intuition and trusting how it is here to guide you will lead you to out-of-the-box ideas. It will lead you to creative solutions, and it will put you on a path that looks very different from the one you were on before the pandemic. Therefore, it will also look different than the path your ancestors have walked before you, those who have passed and those who are currently still living. It will look different than the paths of your colleagues who surround you. It will look different than the paths of your neighbors. Knowing if you are on course will not come from looking around you at what everyone else is doing to see if you compare or measure up. It will come from within you. Now, let's take a moment to emphasize this is not an either or. I am not saying either you're intellectual or intuitive. This is simply bringing to light the ability for intuition to be accessed and credited as a source of knowledge just as much as intellect, and to be used as a deliberate leadership tool in business and life. Breath in and let it out. As we head into our virtual training retreat, as we head into the end of 2022, we are each being called to position ourselves proactively for doing everything different in 2023, despite what is happening around us. Anything that is out of balance in your life, business included, will rear its head for you to look at if you haven't already done so. This is an invitation for some deep healing of very old patterns, deep healing that is still very much needed. There is a significant shift happening. Let's write that down. There is a significant shift happening personally and collectively. And most likely, you are being called to grow and evolve, to expand your awareness in order to cross the threshold of this shift. It's been so fascinating over the last couple of weeks. Every private mentor call that I have, every private mentor session, each member is bringing to the call or session something of a past pattern, and a past pattern that's rearing its head so forcefully that it's almost as if each member doesn't even see that it's a past pattern. Each member is seeing it as truth. So this stretching into doing things differently, this stretching is raw, this stretching is real, this stretching is revelatory, and this stretching is no small feat. It takes time to process the magnitude of this paradigm shift. So we begin that process proactively, starting with our October to February intuitive plan, starting with each weekly training roundtable as we lead up to our virtual training retreat, and absolutely through and beyond our virtual training retreat. turn to Q3 of your intuitive plan. Use the tools, the teachings, and trainings. Use the support elements of this program to move you towards and into the challenge of standing in your power. And I want you to write that down. The challenge of standing in your power. If and when you feel fear, look to your 4Q intuitive plan, specifically Q1, my well-being, and Q4, my values. Write that down. So again, to support you with the process of this paradigm shift, turn to Q3. When you feel fear, worry, doubt, concern, any subcategory of fear, turn to Q1 and Q4. Set an intention now to embrace new ideas, insights, and inspiration. Between now and through our December 2022 virtual training retreat and into the new calendar year. Start now. Breath in and let it out. Beautiful. From here, we're going to go right into our roundtables for today for further discussion, masterminding, coaching, mentoring on how to be able to stay connected into that space of strengths, into that space of intuition as we navigate this paradigm shift and what that looks like for each and every one of us. Again, between now through our virtual training retreat and into the new calendar year.